The chances for financial turmoil in 2023 are super high, but how can you use this time of chaos as an opportunity to get rich? And is the market really as bad as all the doomsayers are claiming? Well, let's start with where we are right now. Just a few little tidbits on what is happening in the economy, a little soupçon of chaos to get a feeling of where we are. Well, there's this headline here that the USA has a 100% chance of hitting a recession in the next 12 months. 100%. I mean, that's up from 65% the last time that Bloomberg ran that particular model. We're also starting to see widespread layoffs sweeping through the financial world. Meta, aka Facebook, is set to lay off like 11,000 employees. Rideshare company Lyft is cutting 13% of its workforce. Cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase laid off 18% of its workforce a few months ago. Stripe, big payments provider, they just cut off 14% of their workforce. And Business Insider says to expect more layoffs to come. US credit card debt just hit a new all-time high of $930 billion, almost $1 trillion, meaning that more and more people are relying on their credit cards to pay the bills, buy the groceries, all that kind of stuff, which means more debt and that people are in a tough economic situation already. Car loans are a total mess with a massive rise in delinquencies by borrowers. Basically, people are broke and cannot repay their car loans. Defaults are soaring, flooding the market with cars that nobody can afford. More worrying, perhaps, is that 37% of small businesses in the USA couldn't afford to pay their rent in October. And that's a scary statistic because small businesses employ nearly half of the US workforce. So if 1 in 3 businesses can't afford their rent, then how long until 1 in 6 workers are out of a job? It's pretty scary. And the housing market isn't really doing awesome either. Mortgage demand from new buyers, of course, has fallen by 50% in just a year. Housing prices are down across the board in what were some of the basically the hottest real estate markets in the USA. Massive corrections in the markets there. And I know what you're probably thinking by now, Lark, come on, man, this is shit. Tell me something good. Well, to be honest, there hasn't really been a lot of good stuff happening in the markets in 2022. This has been one of the worst years for stocks, for example, in decades. A terrible year for crypto with the collapse of Luna, Celsius, Voyager, now FTX, which is just beyond bad, as well as asset prices being down 70-90% across the board. So, there's that. But in the chaos, there is opportunity. The truth is that bear markets make millionaires. So while it seems that we are perhaps just now in the eye of the storm, with all the bad financial data still rolling in, the collapse of major cryptocurrency exchanges and all that kind of stuff, it's also time to start thinking about how to take advantage of this chaos. Now, before telling you about how you can use this bear market, this recession, this economic insanity to your advantage, I just want to let you know about my weekly cryptocurrency investor newsletter. It's called Wealth Mastery, jam-packed full of alpha on altcoins, airdrops, NFTs, DeFi tutorials, market analysis, and much more. Join our 50,000 weekly readers by signing up for free using the link down below in the description. So what we're seeing now and could soon see even more of in markets is some kind of a once in a generation, or at least definitely a rare market event kind of crash. In fact, it is a great chance to increase your future net worth because basically everything is on sale right now. And those sales could get even juicier in the not so distant future. So what to buy during a possible 2023 recession? Well, lots of stuff. Pick your poison, I suppose. This is the everything crash after all. My shopping list will include, of course, more stocks for sure. And while I don't talk about it a lot here on the channel, do let me know if you want me to talk more about stocks here on the channel. I can do that for sure. But I invest in stocks, mainly dividend stocks, stuff like mining companies, telecoms, energy providers, stuff like this. Stuff pays 4, 5, 6% dividends. I personally love passive income from these kind of stocks. Now, tech stocks, I do own some tech stocks, like my ARK ETF, but man, that's been just crushed big time. But I suspect they'll bounce hard when markets start to recover. Don't bet against the exponential nature of technology. It's a losing bet. The second area I'll continue to deploy capital into, of course, is cryptocurrencies. Although at this stage, I'm basically just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. I have more than enough altcoins jam-packed into my portfolio for the next cycle. Just keep in mind, if you are shopping altcoins during this period, not all the coins are going to make it to the next cycle, so do choose wisely. We could still see big downward price pressure on a lot of altcoins, so be careful. That being said, just buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, can probably 5 or 10x your money in the next cycle just buying those 2 coins and keeping it really, really simple. Remember, Bitcoin went from $3,000 to almost $70,000 in the last bull run. It's pretty big gains, right? And finally, there's real estate. Some deals are really starting to pop up in the real estate market, something I've been keeping an eye on personally for a while. I'm going to continue to keep an eye on. And look, you can bring as much risk as you want into your portfolio personally, but for me, I'm all about trying to reduce risk, to lower risk in my portfolio, which is why I maintain a good cash position, why I invest in metals, why I invest in dividend stocks, why the bulk of my cryptocurrency portfolio is in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, it's a juicy bag of altcoins there, but they're the risky part of my portfolio. And yeah, I want to get some real estate as well. Diversity, I think, is key to a resilient portfolio, which is why I invest in stocks and cryptos and metals in my business, right? And I will continue to do that, and as well as invest in real estate in the future. Now, if you're thinking, well, that's all great, Lark, just buy stuff while it's on sale. Well, yeah, it can be that simple, but you might be asking, well, where do I get the money from for that? Well, here are a few thoughts. You need to keep your expenses as low as you can during this period. Any non-essential spending or, extra streaming services, whatever, you may want to consider putting that stuff on hold for a little while, because you can take that money and then invest it. Future you will probably thank you. Also, really ask yourself, how secure is your job? Real talk here. Because if you think it's not super secure, then now is the time to start looking for a replacement before millions of people get laid off, which is a very potential thing that could happen. Also, it's time to start a good side hustle. Chances are there's something that you can do, something you're passionate about that can be monetized. Think about it. Well, whatever you do, just remember that after bear markets, come bull markets, and that most investors simply follow the herd and do all the wrong stuff, right? They pile into assets when they're at all-time highs. They sell assets when they're at lows during the bear markets. But the legendary investors, the household name guys like Ray Dalio, people who made billions, do the exact opposite. They buy when the market's low and everything is on sale, and they sell it when it's high. It's that simple. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.